And he also says that this gospel was preached widely with great success. Now, I love this phrase because so often we tend to think about the gospel in just personal, private terms, subjective terms. We say, well, I know I believe in Jesus, but how do I know that it's actually real for others? How do I know that it's having an effect in other circles, in other parts of the world? Paul addresses that in verse 6. The gospel which has come to you, as it has also in all the world, and is bringing forth fruit, as it is also among you since the day you heard and knew of the grace of God in truth. The gospel is widely preached with great success. That's important for a small church in an insignificant town to hear. The gospel is widely preached with great success. A literal translation of that phrase is this: the gospel has made its entrance felt among you. Has made its entrance felt among you, as indeed in the entire world, and is bearing fruit and growing. What an encouragement to hope. What an encouragement to hope. The gospel is actually working. It's actually doing something. It's actually accomplishing something. It's made its entrance felt. We can feel what it's doing. In Paul's day, the gospel was truly turning the world upside down. When Paul's detractors said that about him, they were not exaggerating. Acts 17:6, this man who along with others is turning the world upside down with the gospel, it was true. Listen to this. I was shocked to read one missiologist estimate that by the close of the 1st century A.D., there were 500,000 Christians. Now, it's an estimate, no way to prove that, but based on the best evidence, by the close of the age of the apostles, 500,000 converts. The gospel bearing fruit around the world? Absolutely. Began with just a ragtag bunch of fishermen and others. 12 men, then 120, then 3,000. By the end of that century, perhaps 500,000. What an encouragement to hope. The same is true today. Do you know that today in China, there are more Christians than communists? Now, that number, again, is hard to estimate, but somewhere around perhaps 100 million Christians. There are less communists, 74 million registered communists. The gospel is bearing fruit around the world. And not just around the world, but closer to home as well. Have you noticed the great changes that the gospel has produced in lives around you, in your own life? Changed lives authenticate the hope that we have.